Hi guys, so I read this article on Singapore shrinking home in Straits Times, and I feel something is shifting in Singapore's property market right now. So honestly, most buyers walking into show flats or even sitting on their own HDB flats thinking about upgrading are not seeing the full picture yet. So what I'm about to share might potentially change how you look at your next property move. So today I want to walk you through 3 things that I'm observing right now in the Singapore property market. Let's go. So takeaway number 1, you are paying more per square foot for a smaller home. So here is something I think a lot of buyers are not fully registering until they have already signed. Over the last 30 years, the average size of new private residential units, your condos, your non-landed homes, have fallen from about 88 square meters in 1995 down to just 63 square meters by 2025. So that's roughly a 28% drop. So buyers today are getting about a quarter less floor area than what buyers were getting in the mid-90s. And it is not just about the overall average. In prime districts, CCR new condo units sizes fell from about 1,044 square feet in 2010 down to just 829 square feet in 2024. So that is a 21% shrinkage in 15 years. Now in OCR, new condos also shed about 13% of the floor area in the same period, from 1,044 square feet down to around 904 square feet. Now here is the part that should make you pause. While the units are getting smaller, the price per square feet is going up. In CCR, average PSF climbed from around $2,045 in 2015 to about $2,798 in 2025. So developers are carving smaller floor plates into more units, keeping the absolute price tag manageable while quietly growing the PSF. So what does this mean for you as a buyer? Do not just look at the headline price, because in 900,000, one bedder at 43 square meters might look perfectly fine in the show flat, but ask yourself, is this unit livable for the next 10 to 15 years? Can you rent it out competitively? Does it work if your household grows? Space is a finite resource in Singapore. Units with genuine livable floor area tend to hold their resale and rental value better. So my takeaway number 2, the interest rates have also dropped quite sharply, but your stress test rate will still matter. Now let me talk about the interest rate environment in Singapore, because this is the most immediately actionable thing that I want to share. So as of February 2026, fixed mortgage rates from major Singapore banks are sitting at roughly 1.4% to 1.75% for 2 to 3 year packages. So now let's compare to early 25, when fixed rates were hovering around 3% or even higher. So rates today have effectively dropped to their lowest level in about 3 years. So here's an example for illustration. Let's say you are an HDB upgrader looking at an OCR condo at 1.3 mil. So the loan, let's say it's at 75%. So that works out to be about 975k over a 25-year tenure. So at today's rate of around 1.5% to 1.75%, your monthly installment works out roughly around 3.9 to about 4.1k per month. So here's the stress test. If the rates were to climb back to, let's say, 4.8% to 5%, rates around 2 years ago, that same 975k loan could cost you about 5.5 to about 5.7 per month. So that's a difference of roughly 1.4 to 1.6k every single month. So the question is not, can I afford this at today's rate? The question is more of, if rates go back up in year 3 or year 4, can your household still carry this monthly installment comfortably? Because if you are already stretching at current rate, you are sitting on real interest rate risk. Also, let's not forget about upfront cost. Right? For a 1.3 mil purchase, your buyer's stamp duty alone works out to be around 36.6k. Right? Cash and CPF needs to be ready before you even get to your down payment. So a lot of buyers only find out about this number when it's almost too late to plan. Now the good news, if your household can comfortably carry the stress test scenario of 5.5 to 5.7, and your stamp duty and down payment are sorted out, the current rate window is genuinely useful in locking in a lower cost of borrowing. And my takeaway number 3, the HDB upgrader window is still open, but the clock is moving. So what do I mean by this? This point is probably the most relevant for a lot of people watching this right now. And here's what's happening on the HDB side. Over 13,400 HDB flats are expected to reach their MOP in 2026 alone. And that's nearly double the 6,970 units that crossed MOP in 2025. And this number keeps rising, right? About 18,900 units in 2027 and over 21,000 units in 2028. More than 53,000 HDB flats crossing MOP between 2026 and 2028. So what does this mean in practical terms? A significant wave of homeowners are about to become eligible sellers. And at the same time, many of them are entering the private market as upgrader buyers. So let me give you a realistic scenario. A couple bought a 5-room HDB flat in Sengkang or Punggol back in 2017 or 2018. They probably bought around 420,000 to about 480,000. Today, similar units in those estates are transacting around 580 to 680,000 or higher. After clearing their outstanding HDB loan and returning CPF with the accrued interest, they could realistically net around 100 to 200,000 in usable cash and remaining CPF savings. So that equity becomes the foundation of their private property upgrade. So on an OCR condo entry at 1.2 mil to 1.3 mil, the total down payment, including the mandatory 5% cash portion, is roughly around 300 to 325,000. If your net sale proceeds and CPF balances can make this together, the upgrade math starts to work. When more than 13,000 new HDB resale units hit the market across 2026, there will be more supply, which could moderate HDB resale prices and take some of your negotiation leverage away as a seller. At the same time, the upgrader demand flowing into OCR condos could keep the private property prices firm throughout 2026 and into 2027. So the window is open right now, but it's not guaranteed to stay this way indefinitely. So if you are sitting on an HDB flat today, the key question is not should I upgrade? It is, do you know your exact current equity? Do you know what your CPF balance looks like after the refund? Do you have a clear property target in mind? Because if you have not done that exercise yet, that is exactly where you should start. Now, if you want to explore any of how this applies to your specific scenario, whether you are a first-timer, an upgrader thinking about your next move, or someone just trying to make sense of your options right now, you can feel free to DM me, WhatsApp me, or drop a comment down below, and I'll reach out to you personally. So as usual, this is just my own personal take based on what I'm observing in the Singapore property market. It's not financial advice. So thank you so much for watching this video, and you can click the thumbs up button so that more people can view this video. So I'll see you in the next one. Bye.